You're watching the Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Fowler's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaze Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaze Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Speed's Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome once again to this week's edition of the Frye Show. I'm Joe Hurlbert, your host, and alongside head coach Frye. And Coach, first week of the playoffs, big win for the Rough Riders. First of all, congratulations on the win.
Thank you.
Let's take a look at some of the area teams that were in first-round action last week, especially in the WBL in our region. In Division III, Region 12, Wapak, the number 6 seed, defeated Dayton Dunbar 11-0. Any surprise there?
Not at all.
Shawnee, number 9 seed, defeated number 8 seed Cincinnati Hughes 28-0. Of course, we defeated Franklin 49-13. In Division 4, Region 14, the Van Wert Cougars shut out Rossford. Van Wert's the number 3 seed. Rossford was the number 14th seed. In Division 5, Region 18, the number 5 seed, the OG Titans, defeated Chippewa 41-6, and the only team in the Western Buckeye League that lost was the Bath Wildcats. They lost to Liberty Benton by a score of 14-3. You know, we talked about the 16 teams, and, you know, what's the chances of a 16 team beating a number 1 team? It happened.
Yeah.
There was a number 16 team knocked off a number 1 team, so I guess
it was in Van Wert's region, actually.
Anything goes.
Yeah.
That's why you play them. So this week, around the tournament trail, as we move into the regional quarterfinal games, Division III, Region 12 shapes up like this, and we'll talk about this game here in just a little bit. St. Mary's will take on the number 12 seed Dayton Chaminade Julienne here at Grand Lake Health Systems Field. Shawnee will be on the road. They'll take on the number 1 seed. They'll take on the Rams of Hamilton Baden. Now, St. Mary's, if they defeat Chaminade Julienne, will take on the winner of that game, Shawnee and Hamilton Baden. The number 6 seed, Wapak, will take on Bellbrook at Bellbrook. That should be an interesting game. In Division 4, Region 14, the Van Wert Cougars will take on Wauseon. They'll be at home at Van Wert. And in Division 5, Region 18, the OG Titans will take on Apple Creek Waynedale at OG. So, Coach, it was a big win. You had to be pleased. You got a lot of kids in the ball game, so you have to be pleased anytime that happens.
For sure. We got out to a very fast start, and we just kept rolling from there. So anytime you get in the playoffs, you don't really know how good or bad the opponent is because you're not real familiar with the opponent. So whenever you get out to a fast start, it's
that helps
good to
a lot.
see. Yep.
Well, let's take a look at our clips from last Friday. This is the opening kickoff of the ball game. This was bobbled by Braden Sullivan, but he kept his composure, picked the ball up, and ended up having a good return out of it.
Yeah. Actually, the last 2 years straight, we bobbled the opening kickoff against
Really?
Franklin. So it had me a little concerned at first, and then the next play made me feel a little better. So.
Well, and you know, how fast do you get off? How quick a start do you get off? Well, here it is. The very first play from the line of scrimmage, Braden Hemmelgarn goes 80 yards, and it took all but 20 seconds for the Rough Riders to get on the scoreboard. So this is just – I don't even think he was touched.
I don't believe so either. And that's just stuff we've seen for years from him. And he's a natural sweep runner, and hopefully we can keep playing because he's finally hitting his stride.
Well, of course, the point after touchdown by Bowers was good. So this next clip is the ensuing kickoff. And again, Brandon puts it in the end zone. That starts Franklin back at their own 20-yard line. That's always an added plus when you can get a kickoff like that into the end zone.
Yeah, hopefully it continues to do that because when teams are starting at the 20-yard line, great things happen. So.
Now, I believe this play here, you have got to watch this play. This is what caught my eye. Watch Drew Dameyer, number 27. He's at the top of the screen. He goes down. He's at the 19-yard line. He is going to run this play down.
Yeah, that's seniors.
And
still
here he
wanting to
comes.
play,
He's at the 40 right now.
That's great effort.
He runs that play down. I tell you what, if he didn't get 3 stickers for that, then we need to reevaluate.
We haven't given out stickers yet. We give out stickers on Thursdays.
Well,
so
he needs to get a couple of stickers.
He should probably get a
that.
sticker for running that down.
I mean, he made up like 35 yards to run him down.
The crazy part, he's not very fast either. So.
I didn't see that. This next play here, of course, Brandon Bowers picks this one off in the end zone to stop a Franklin scoring threat.
Does a good job going up in there and getting it, and he's starting to catch the ones that he should catch here. So early in the year he said leading the league and dropped interceptions, so he's bringing them in now when it counts. Absolutely. Which is great.
This next play is your senior fullback Ross Henchen picks up nice yardage, and again, your offensive line all night just dominated the trenches.
Mm-hmm. They're getting better, and they're a group that has been together now here for a while. So whenever we can get off the ball and people and our fullbacks and our halfbacks are running hard, great things happen.
And then, of course, Aiden Hinkle will pick up the slack as well. It gives Ross a blow, and you've used them extremely well in the course of a ball game. It's just second and third efforts here, and he just keeps chugging along, so good yardage there.
It's great to have that option as your backup fullback is Aiden Hinkle.
Absolutely. So, This is Ross Henchen again on another carry. He gets the ball down inside the 10-yard line, which sets your offense up for another score.
Yeah, Ross is running extremely hard right now, and he's hitting the hole and finding seams, and he's like a little bowling ball.
I tell you what I like about his technique is that he puts two hands on the football.
Yeah,
he goes through the line. He has two hands on the football. When he gets ready to get hit, he puts two hands on the football. Here, Aiden Hinkle scores the Riders' second touchdown of the ball game. Good blocking at the point of attack, and just, boom, follows his blockers in, and just good, strong run.
It's actually a trap. The kid had him wrapped up, but he didn't realize he had the ball. That's what I said, you fake, and a lot of times in the wing teams haven't seen our offense, so if you do it right, great things will happen.
This play here is Braden Himmelgarden's second touchdown of the ball game. He had this is a 39-yard run.
It's a good run. You see his vision and his athleticism, cutting back and scoring.
In the ball game, Himmelgarden had 7 carries, 143 yards. His longest, obviously, was the 80-yard touchdown run. 2 touchdowns, averaged 20.4 yards per carry. Can't beat that, can you?
No, that's great average. Hopefully he continues to have that average.
Bowers puts the point after good.
Mm-hmm. He's starting to get it figured out, so hopefully he continues to get it figured out.
I think he's kicking with a lot more confidence. He kicks with a lot more power on the point after touchdown. Here's another kickoff into the end zone. I think this is the third kickoff that he puts into the end zone. And again, that forces Franklin to start deep in their own territory.
That's a weapon in itself.
Got to keep an eye here on number 52, Stosh Patterson. He's on the end, and he just comes around, and he'll make his tackle for a loss. So good play by Stosh, getting off the ball.
Stosh is playing really, really good football right now, just making plays from his defensive end spot. He's the leader of our offensive line. He's such a physical kid. And that's very seldom you see in St. Mary's linemen play both ways, and he's one that's able to do it.
This play here is just good line play by your defensive front. And just no place to go.
Yep. That was a good job, just forcing everything inside and making the tackle. They didn't run a whole lot of triple option, did they?
No, they didn't.
They came out and they did a whole different thing. So you never know in the playoffs, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And every now and then a punter gets his foot into this one, and this was an excellent punt, in all honesty. Yeah. And this just spiraled and rolled over, and, of course, you get the bounce. And then, but we were able to make something out of it.
And he's a very good kicker, and he's been recruited, and you can look him up on the internet. He's got offers and that kind of stuff to kick in college, so he's a pretty good kicker.
Yeah. Your freshman, Colton Mabry.
He continues to get better, doesn't he?
He sure does.
He runs hard, and he got little Fred Flintstone legs, though. He like Fred Flintstone running the car right there, isn't it? But he runs so fast. It's fast.
Exactly.
So
unfortunately, that play got called back because of a penalty, but nonetheless, this next play here, I think it was all set up well, but I think Gavin got his arm hit, which kind of limited the throw, and so this one was one of Franklin's score. It was by the defense.
Yeah.
So this one picked off, but I think it was all set up nice, but
we didn't protect it very well. We weren't physical enough in our protection. The rush got blown back into the quarterback, and he was wide open. It would have been a touchdown if he would have got rid of it, but we got to protect it better.
Yeah. Now, right after this, they tried the point after touchdown, and I think they messed the snap up. And I'll tell you what, watch Drew Dameyer again put the smack down on the holder. He picks it up, and he'll start to run to his right, and about the 4-yard line, he pretty much cleans his clock.
Yeah, he's playing with a live motor right now, and right now when your seniors are wanting to play hard and are continuing to get better for you, great things happen. And the seniors are hungry to continue to win.
Boom.
Yeah, he's playing tough. He's a tough kid. So pretty decent for a backup offensive tackle last year, right? I've said it a few times.
Really?
So, yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, your defense is playing well.
They are.
They're
playing together, and they're getting to the ball, and there's a play here or there, but you'll take one or two, but
absolutely,
just not a lot, right? It's a good return. They actually got called for a penalty here for hitting us low, which is a penalty, so I'm glad they called it, and it's obviously something that you don't want to see because we've had guys lose legs on that one. Yeah. Not lose a leg,
but knee injuries.
Knee injury,
yeah.
We're not talking Lieutenant Dan style, right?
Exactly. Aiden Hinkle with a nice run. Good blocking up front, the point of attack, and just good second and third efforts by Hinkle. He's getting better.
Yeah,
absolutely. You can see he's starting to play with a lot of confidence as well. This next play, Colton Mabry, your freshman, gets the ball and he totes it inside the 3-yard line, sets up another Rough Rider score.
Yeah, he's getting better, like I said, and hopefully we continue to play because that kid he's special.
Yeah, he is. And then Gavin Reinecke, it took a couple of chances here, but this is the second of two, and he puts this one in the end zone on a quarterback sneak.
I love the quarterback sneak, so whenever it goes in the end zone. It hasn't been as good lately, though. So one, because I talk about the quarterback sneak too much on this show, and people get ready to try to stop our quarterback sneak, but I do love the quarterback sneak.
Friday night there was a little bit of a wind coming from north to south, and this one didn't go into the end zone, but I'll tell you, your special teams got another tackle stop inside the 20-yard line, which, as we talk about each and every week, is a goal of the kickoff return of the kickoff team.
Yep, that was better than a touchback right there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now here's a kid that's been playing well as of late. Logan Compton is really coming on at the D tackle position.
Yeah, you're seeing him. He actually broke his nose on like the first play the other night. And yeah, he got a nice old shiner and his puffy nose. He's going to continue to play with it, obviously. But so we can't do like that basketball clear thing. But he got a nice face shield on there now. But he's playing with a motor, and he's from a family. His dad did it.
Yep,
his dad
absolutely.
took us to a state championship in the 90s.
Absolutely.
So he's hungry and wants this thing to continue to
Absolutely. This is just an excellent pass and catch. Reinecke to Hemmelgarn. 20-yard touchdown pass right on the money, right in stride. Nobody can catch it but Hemmelgarn. That's what you like to see.
That's like, and we protected him a lot better there, which you saw. So.
Again, after the touchdown, point after was good. Bowers kicks off, and this is just, again, good hustle by your special teams.
Kid bobbles it. Good job flying downfield and making the tackle. I think that was Sharp. Yep. Sharp's playing on about every special teams for us. They like being on the field.
Oh, absolutely.
So, yeah.
This is just great corner coverage and support by Ty Keel.
Yeah, he fights off a block and gets in there and makes a tackle. So he's a much more physical kid, and he's playing with a lot of confidence, and he's a lot of fun to be around too.
That play there was the end of the first half. The Rough Riders had the lead going into halftime, and then shortly thereafter in the second half, we started with the running clock. And so, again, from your perspective, you'd like to not do that because you like to get kids in the ball game.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, you don't get them in as much as you did, but you started to filter some kids in early in the second half.
We went through pretty much the whole second half with rotating guys in. We put a new quarterback in to start the second half, so we got a lot of guys playing time.
This is just a nice defensive pick by Keegan Sharp, and down below you see him right there about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, good job jumping the route and making a play, man. He's, like I said, he's got a lot of athleticism and a lot of fight, and he enjoys it. It was tipped by Gieske as well, I believe. So.
This next play, put in a new quarterback. We haven't talked about Cody all season long. Of course, Cody Wallace gets in here. And Is that designed, or was that
No,
a busted play?
He missed the handoff. He probably did it on purpose, trying to get
So
some
he could
action.
score.
Get some action.
Absolutely.
He hadn't had any stats all year. He broke his
Absolutely.
collarbone in the Finley scrimmage, so
Right.
he actually just got cleared to come back last week.
Did he?
So he's been practicing with us. He's been here the whole time. And think about this: a kid showing up to practice every day and just standing there.
Yeah.
And I'd get long after a while, but that kid fought
Sure.
back
Sure.
and got the doctor to clear him early, actually, to come back and play. Most kids just write it off into the off season,
Sure.
but he
Absolutely.
did. So.
This is another tackle for a loss by Logan Compton. Almost identical to the play we saw earlier. Boom, there he is.
Yeah, doing a great job just playing with hands and playing with a great motor, and that great things happen. He's a thick, stout kid too, with feet, because he's played running back his whole career.
Yeah, absolutely. We've talked about putting kids in the ball game. This is Kevin Perry, of course. He put that one on his hip.
Yeah, I said he's a little rusty, Wallace, but Perry, that's a big name. I'm sure you've heard of the Perrys
Right,
before.
absolutely.
And he's a sophomore, and he's been fighting for some time on the field, and he's going to be a pretty good player down the road.
Yeah. And here we got a new kicker for the point after, Logan Rush.
Rush is a soccer guy who came as his first year kicking, but he's also at practice once the soccer season ended. He's out here standing in the cold, waiting around, hoping
Really?
he gets a chance. We do a little JV ninth grade scrimmage at the end, but
Do
he
you?
sticks around all the way to the end of practice just so he can kick one extra point in it every week, So
That works.
Yeah.
This is Cody Wallace, did a good job pulling the ball down. And here's what I saw. He took that hit. Of course, he broke his collarbone. He broke his left collarbone. He fell on the left shoulder, and it was fine.
Looks like he's fine.
That
yeah.
had to be a real confidence boost
Yeah.
for him as well, because here again, when you come back similar to a broken collarbone or a knee injury, you're always concerned: is it going to hold? Is it not going to hold?
Yeah.
Am I going to be able to take a hit or what? But that'll work.
Yeah, glad to see him get hit a little bit and hold up and really be tough. And that's what we're asking for from everybody. Be
Absolutely.
tough. So.
Caleb Felver, he totes the football and gets a nice carry.
Hey, what a great kid. Big back is what we call him. And he ain't huge, but he's you know what? There might be a place for him next year if he continues to get better.
Absolutely.
And you can sneak him in there at fullback maybe next year with the Hinkle or somebody like that, and he hits things fast. And there's a place for everybody in the game of football,
Absolutely.
which is great.
This is just another nice stop by your defense. Now, this is what is impressive to me. And if we had had another 30 seconds, I was going to make a mention of this, but the game ended. But you were playing mostly underclassmen, sophomores and freshmen. They didn't pull their starters.
No,
for
they
the
didn't
most part. They play, and your young kids played.
They were fighting
pretty good against them guys.
Yeah, they were playing really hard, and like I said, there are a bunch of good groups coming. So it's not like the cupboard's bare. It's just those guys need time in the weight room and time to develop. So
Absolutely.
you're seeing them all right now. Heck,
Absolutely.
they take on the wing tee every day in practice. You think by this point they're probably pretty good. We've been beating them around for weeks. So
And there's a nice
little
pick.
Felver again, yeah.
Is that
So,
Felver?
Caleb. Yep.
So that was pretty much the end of the ball game as far as that goes. The Rough Riders go on and win by a score of 49-13. As far as your offense is concerned, total yards, 406 yards of total offense. We had over 300 yards at half-time.
That's what I heard. Yeah,
And I
I
thought,
think the
gee
newspaper
whiz.
guys told me that. I was like, I didn't even realize it. So
Your defensive against the rush you gave up 79 yards in the entire ball game. 5 yards net passing. It was just an outstanding ball game for the Rough Riders. So hopefully we can carry that in to this week, something to build on and keep that momentum going.
hopefully so. That's what we're planning on doing.
We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this week's opponent, the Dayton Chaminade Julienne Eagles. Come to Grand Lake Health Systems Field. We'll do that and more as the Bo Frye Show continues right after this.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Fowler's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaze Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaze Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Speed's Chiropractic and Wellness Center.
All righty, we welcome you back once again to the Bo Frye Show. Joe Hurlbert alongside head coach Bo Frye. Again, we want to thank our sponsors, and if you get an opportunity, stop in, say, hey, thanks for sponsoring Rider Nation Station, because without them, we wouldn't be able to do what we do all season long. So, Coach, we enter into the regional quarterfinals, and Dayton Chaminade Julienne comes to town. They're under the head coach of Marcus Colvin. They play in the Greater Catholic League. Not really familiar about that conference, but they're pretty much an inner city type of school, and historically their athletic programs have been pretty good over the years.
Well, first off, the GCL is a very, very good conference. It's Alter, Baden, all the Catholic schools in the Cincinnati area, so they've got a pretty good slew of good football teams are playing on a weekly basis. So their record is not indicative of how good they actually are. Right. But Coach Colvin, he's doing a great job with them. He's got them back to where they've been. We were playing them in 2004 in the playoffs and that sort of thing, and they've gotten really, really good. They're very talented, and they're a very athletic and well-coached football team. Well,
they come in with a record of 4-5. They come in as the number 13 seed, but don't let the 4-5 record deceive you. They're a very good 4-5 team. Offensively, they're averaging about 32 points a contest. Defensively, they're giving up about 26 points a ball game. Offensively, as a whole, total offense, they're averaging about 350 yards per game, 150 yards on the ground, 102 through the air. And keep in mind, this team lost to Cincinnati Moeller by a score of 42-28. They lost to Hamilton Baden, 45-28, and Kettering Alder, 55-28. All three of those teams are quality teams.
Very, very good schedule they play. And they can score a lot of points too.
Absolutely. So. Now, offensively, what do you expect to see? Some of the footage that I've seen and some of the statistics that I look at, it's almost like they're a pass first, run second type of offense.
They're most similar to Van Wert. Spread offense. They'll throw it all over the place. Extremely athletic receivers. Several of them. They have a plethora of receivers that they throw to. They'll run the ball on the zone inside, and they'll bang at that, but they're in the spread, and they're throwing it all over the place.
Their quarterback is 6'2", Luke Chandler. He's completed 122 passes on 183 attempts, 19 touchdowns he's thrown on the season, 5 picks, 1,698 yards through the air. He's his wide receivers we talked about. Kenyon Owens, 38 catches for 651 yards. He's a senior. Jonathan Peltier, 34 catches, 391 yards. But their two running backs, Josiah Payne, 73 carries, 517 yards, just 2 touchdowns, and Amare Hawthorne, Hattemore, 44 carries, 325 yards, 3 touchdowns. So they've only scored 5 touchdowns between the two best running backs they got. Majority of them, as I said, 19 of them came through the air.
They're going to throw it around. They're very good at it. We'll have to limit the big play and keep them in front of us.
Defensively, everything centers around defensive player Nesta Owens. 89 tackles, 7 sacks on the season, so he's an all-purpose player for them.
Yeah, he's very, very good, and a lot of their defense is very athletic and very good. So hopefully that we can move the ball on them and continue to just progressively get better. So.
Well, that's going to wrap it up for this edition of the Bo Frye Show. I'll take that phone call here in just a moment. But we wish you the best of luck, Coach. Friday against Dayton Chaminade Julienne as the Eagles come to Grand Lake Health System Field. Rider Nation Station will be there to bring you all the action. Join Zach Farrell and myself as we bring you all the play-by-play. Until next week, for head coach Bo Frye, I'm Joe Hurlbert. So long, everyone.
You're watching the Bo Frye Show on Rider Nation Station, brought to you by Minster Bank, Plus One Professionals, Albert Sporting Goods, American Legion Post 323, Fowler's TV, Eagles Lodge 767, Speckman Automotive, Auglaze Audiology, Rabel's Auto Service, American Manufacturing Solutions, VFW 9289, Auglaze Equipment Rental, Guarneri's Pizzeria, Vogel's Bake Shop, Schaff Auto Sales, Miller Funeral Homes, and Spees Chiropractic and Wellness Center. Thanks for watching another episode of Rider Nation Station. Help us help you by subscribing on YouTube or following us on Facebook.